think the schools that were ready to, or the teachers who had a mindset to unlearn and relearn, were the ones who were the quickest to adapt, the teachers as well as the schools. So I think that's extremely important. For me, that is one of the most important cornerstones of the 21st century.
21st century schools have to develop a new set of skills, core competencies, and appropriate aptitude. How students learn, how parents motivate, and how teachers teach has changed. Here, we must understand that all conventional strategies have to go. No more rote learning from a limited and narrow perspective of textbooks.
There are visible cornerstones when you talk about curriculum and assessments and teaching, learning, infrastructure. These are all visible cornerstones of 21st century schools. But when you talk about the little non-visible, so essential, which are skills, and what Ms. Meenakshi just rightfully put together, talking about the social communication, thinking, management, all those skills which children need to develop. And during this COVID times, a lot of these skills have somewhere been left behind. We've not been able to kind of include them into the tasks that we do, because these skills cannot be taught in isolation.
Our 21st century schools, any school that makes a child resilient, and these are important words, resilient and future ready, is a child who will be able to handle everything in the future. EQ is far more important. You asked us about adaptability, and I do feel that more than IQ and EQ, it is the adaptability quotient that is very, very important going forth, because you have the required skills. Yes, IQ, EQ, 21st century skills, all those skills are there with you. But when you are pushed into a system and you're pushed out into the big bad world and you don't know what's going to hit you, well, you need to adapt at that point in time.
Here comes the hybrid learning. So it means it is a blend of physical classes as well as online classes. So we are going to merge, and they are both going to complement and supplement each other. They cannot be in the watertight compartments. We can have our virtual visits, we can have our guest faculty, career counseling, all can be done online. The best of the people can come and they can do it,
right? So we are going to really have to learn to interpret faces, expressions, eyes, bodies in a much stronger way than we have before, because largely we depend on communication through a lot of touch. Because experience, what do we mean when we say experiential learning? Experiential learning is also based very strongly on the fact that when we are learning, it's a hands-on learning, and more often than not, it's a literal hands-on learning.